What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the LB Raiders and YouTube channel. Today is day number 2 of the John Gruden quarterback class, and this episode features Riley Leonard, the national championship runner-up quarterback out of Notre Dame and formerly of Duke. So let's go ahead and let's learn a lot about Riley Leonard.
I've been excited to meet Riley Leonard because he turned the Duke football program around. And then he took Notre Dame to the national championship game. And what I love about Leonard is he has mental toughness. When I watch him at Notre Dame, he's running the ball like Cam Newton. This guy's interesting.
I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to be a sponge in this process, learn everything I can. And, who better to teach me than the man, John Gruden himself. My full potential to me is pretty high, and I feel like I'm just now scratching the surface of it.
Fired up to have you here. I've been doing a lot of research on you. Is that accurate?
I was weighed in at 218 the other day, so I've been eating my chicken sandwiches.
6'4", 218?
Yes, sir.
And Fairhope, Alabama. Where the heck is that anyways in the state of Alabama? Is that near Tuscaloosa?
No, it's down there by the beach. I think it's the best place in the world.
Do you recognize this guy here on this breakaway dunk?
Oh. Not really. It's been a while.
Is that you?
Yeah, I think if you ask anybody from my hometown about me, they'll probably say, oh, Riley, the basketball player. It's kind of how I'm known. Back home, I was going to go play college basketball. That was the plan. I was going to go play in the EYBL. COVID hits, and EYBL gets shut down. Yeah. So I wasn't able to pick up the offers that I wanted. And, luckily, through my high school football coach and David Morris, who played for Coach Cutcliffe, who was at Duke. It was really like a favor Cut was doing for me, throwing me a football offer, but as soon as he did, I took it and ran with it and then committed to Duke.
So really, you're not this top 5 recruit for football out of Alabama.
Sir.
But you are a quarterback, and you know Phillip Rivers comes from that same place, and you know Phillip. Have you thrown with Rivers and worked out with him?
Yes, sir. He lives probably 3 minutes from my house, so I'm able to get over there and train with him. I don't think that there's a better person to train with when it comes to fast feet. His baby 5 drop, to see him move in person, it's really cool for me.
A lot of people say he's got a weird release. I'll tell you what, it was the quickest release.
There you go.
You can't see his release sometimes. That ball comes out of his hands fast and accurate. Because when I saw you play at Duke, don't I see the same type of delivery at times?
Yes, sir.
Anticipation, quick release. Don't I see Phillip Rivers right here?
Yes,
Make
sir.
a note about Rivers, will you?
Yes, sir.
We're going to learn about Rivers today, and we're going to win in the pocket. I'm watching all these TV copies, and Duke is really your only really big offer. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I never took a visit to any school, unofficial or official. So the first visit I ever took was to Notre Dame when I was in the portal. So.
But you went to Duke, and it's a hell of a place, and this guy is a hell of a coach.
Yes, sir.
I coached with Cutcliffe at Tennessee. He coached Peyton Manning.
Sir.
He coached Eli Manning. And I want to know if I called Cutcliffe and I said, is this guy like Peyton Manning? Is Riley Leonard like Eli Manning? What would he tell me?
I think he'd say I'm probably one of the most competitive quarterbacks he's ever been around. Mm-hmm. And I think that relates to a lot of quarterbacks he's coached in the past. Peyton, Eli, Daniel Jones, all guys who just have a desire to win and kind of a whatever it takes to win type mentality. I think I play with that.
Daniel Jones.
I don't know a ton about Riley Leonard prior to, this past season at Notre Dame. So I knew, of his name just because he went to Duke, and I seen I watch a lot of college football and know kind of a bit about just, everything. So I knew of Riley Leonard, and I knew he was kind of a running quarterback, kind of this athlete, but the fact that he was going to go play basketball and the clip that they showed right there of him doing a reverse, insane dunk right there in high school, that's crazy. That is a different kind of athlete. And we seen Riley Leonard run the ball a ton at Notre Dame. That's what kind of his specialty is. He's not the greatest passer, but if he can develop into a little bit of a better passer. Right now, this is kind of my comparison right here, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones obviously went to Duke as well, and they both were able to run the football effectively. Not the best passers, but Daniel Jones was drafted rather highly, so we'll see what his potential is in the NFL.
I coached Daniel Jones in the Senior Bowl. I think he's the guy really that helped turn Duke football around. What's Daniel Jones helped you do preparing for the next level?
I think the biggest thing that he's taught me is how to keep my life extremely simple. He's very professional about the way that he goes about his work. And I'll tell you, like, every little detail to him is the most important detail in the world.
Mental toughness, that's what Daniel Jones has.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you ever played quarterback for the New York Giants? They had burning his jerseys after one of the games.
Well,
they're burning his freaking jerseys in the parking lot.
Well, with all due respect, I can relate to that after week 2 this year. So.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
Notre
into that.
Dame's a pretty good brand itself.
But
so.
you got to have it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
So your first start at Duke, it's against Virginia Tech. And this is not good football. I mean, you guys got your faces planted at Duke, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
I want
we
you
went
to
3-9.
just reflect on where you are now as opposed to right here.
Yes, sir. So, I mean, this is my true freshman year. You know, it's like 20 degrees, windy. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. You know, you don't know what you don't know, though, right? So I'm walking in there like I'm the man. You know, I'm starting as a true freshman. I got this. We ran out the tunnel. I left my mouthpiece in the locker room, so the whole team's running that way. I take a Yui, head back to the locker room over a mouthpiece. I had no clue what I was doing. First drive of the game, get pushed up out of bounds into the Gatorade cooler. All the Gatorade falls on me.
You had to rely on your trust that I'm a fucking winner.
Yes, sir.
I'm a competitor. We're going to fix this shit.
And it's funny to look back at it now, but, you know, when nobody believes in you, like, you got to believe in yourself, so.
You get your asses kicked.
Yes, sir.
And then there's a coaching change. David Cutcliffe's out. I want to know who the hell this guy is, this Mike Elko guy.
His very first meeting with us, he told us we were going to win now. And I'll tell you what, that dude wanted the best version of me every single day. And he put me through some stuff now. Like, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, he was talking to me every single day. For example, every team meeting, you know, I'm sitting front row. He's going to get me one way or another. He's asking me all these questions. All right, Riley, so we got 3rd and 8. What do we call him? What do we call him? 2 timeouts, 2-minute drill. You know, we got to drive down the field. Is this a chunk? Is this a challenge situation? Yada, yada, yada. What would you call? What would you call? You know, tell me about analytics, like, in front of the whole team. And I'm probably 20% right answers. So I would leave the team meeting pissed off, throwing my pen, go to my quarterback meeting, you know, all mad and stuff like that, because it kind of humiliated me in front of the team, but that's what I needed. You know, now I can walk into any room with the answers, you know what I mean? So thanks to that guy, I'm the player I am now.
Yeah, you know, at the time, coaches like that, they seem like they're coming after you and they got it out for you, but really it's like exactly what Riley Leonard was saying. He wanted the best out of him. And the coach was basically telling Riley, like, hey, this is what we need you to be on. This is the kind of level mentally that we need you to be on. And we got to get you there for the betterment of the team. So that's why he was telling it in front of the team, so that, hey, you know what, to not feel embarrassed, to have everybody look at you like this leader, you got to have these questions. So I'm going to continue to do this until you got these answers down and until you can prove that you are the leader that this football team needs. And I think that's a good coach. Obviously, at the time, I'd probably be pissed off as well, but you know what? He learned it, and he was rather successful at Duke, so I think it all kind of worked out.
Then you get a chance to play against Virginia Tech, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
After they planted you guys, wasn't it nice going out there and kicking some of these teams' ass?
Very much so, yeah. I took every single one of these games personally. Every team that beat me in the past, I knew I was going to get my redemption, and honestly, walking into the field here, there's no chance we were losing.
What's with this "you suck" thing? You have a wristband that says "you suck" on it.
Yeah.
Your mom gave you that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what is that?
In high school, right, I come from a small town. Everybody would always tell me how good I was all the time, and I really got tired of it. You know, I'm a guy, you know, nice guy probably by nature, but I got some juice to me now, and I want people to criticize me because it gives me a lot of motivation. So that's something I encourage you to do today. Like, every chance you can, just get after me. You know, dog me on tape. I need to get better. You know, I told that to my mom, and she was like, dude, I'll tell you, you suck.
So you like to be coached hard?
Yes, sir.
So now let's get to the chase here at Duke. You guys are 4-0, and you're playing Notre Dame. Is this a coincidence or what? I mean, this is weird.
It is.
It's like a movie or something.
Yeah.
You guys have this game. What is this play you guys ran on the goal line?
It's called chicken, actually.
It's called what?
It's called chicken. Just a quick little fake here. Give it to Jordan Moore. And we knew it was going to work. We killed our defense on this like 10 times at practice. And
You got Notre Dame on the brink. You're going to go 5-0. You and Mike Elko beat Clemson, beat Miami. Now you're going to beat Notre Dame. You got these guys 4th and 16. You're standing on the sideline, right?
oh yeah, I'm in fact practicing taking under center snaps to take a knee with my center at this time right now.
Is this Hartman right here? Selling out?
Unfortunately, yes, sir.
Then on the next play of the game, this game's over, and you get hurt on the last play of the game, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I just kind of want to hear about, because everything's good, everything's great, everything is at this high level of excitement, and all of a sudden, we lost this game and I'm hurt. I want to hear about the mental toughness that you had to display during this time right here. Tell me about it.
I'll start by saying it sucked. You go from, thinking you're going to win the game to getting injured and losing to Notre Dame. But it's funny because, people say everything happens for a reason. If that doesn't happen, I'm probably not sitting here with you today. So
I'm just curious, why would you leave Duke? It seemed like you had the keys to Durham, man.
yeah, you could say that. I actually had another injury there too. So I had a left turf toe. And after I got that surgery in November, I was sitting around and, just wondering what I was going to do with my career. I had 1 year left. And obviously I played against Notre Dame and knew that their whole defense was coming back. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, all right, they're going to be good. So I was sitting around and, Elko ended up going to Texas A&M, wanted to win a national championship and thought Notre Dame was the best place for it.
A lot of pressure on a young guy too, man. When you go in a transfer portal, there's no guarantee that the new coordinator, the new system, the new setting is going to be better than it was at Duke. Did you feel pressure going through all this stuff?
The transfer portal is tough, even for a quarterback of a big name at the time to enter in the portal. It's not easy to go somewhere on, in a wheelchair for really 4 months. My first 4 months at Notre Dame, I was in a wheelchair or crutches for that matter, and had 3 surgeries that off season. So it's hard to lead a team and be the hero of a place that you can't even stand up.
Yeah, that's tough, but I think it obviously worked out for Riley Leonard. They made it to the national championship, and, it was pretty apparent early on that Notre Dame did have some struggles in the beginning of the year, and I think that the effect of him being in a wheelchair, not being able to throw, being on crutches, just not being able to do on-field stuff kind of affected the team in the beginning of the year, but they figured it out. Big kudos to Marcus Freeman. He is a absolute insane coach. He is a great coach. And I hate Notre Dame. You see the USC flag back here. But you got to give credit where credit is due. Marcus Freeman is a good coach. He got Riley Leonard on the right track, got the football team right back on the track after losing an insane game against Northern Illinois, where I was honestly thinking their season's over after that. They're not going to be able to come back after this, but they did. Marcus Freeman rallied the troops and went on an absolute tear all the way to an appearance in the national championship game, of course.
I just want to know, what's it like playing for Marcus Freeman?
I can probably give you a million different reasons why I like playing for him. I'll give you a few examples. Number one, he knows every janitor's name in the facility. I remember I was being recruited by him, and I sent him like a 3-hour podcast, Tom Brady podcast. 3.5 hours later, he had watched the whole thing and was ready to talk about it. I mean, he really believes in us. He believed in me as a quarterback, so.
What was your degree in? You have a degree? I mean, you went to Duke and Notre Dame.
All right, so I went to Duke, and I studied public policy with a minor in markets and management studies, and I was grinding now, like had a really high GPA. And then I went to Notre Dame, and they didn't take many of my credits, so I'm like, dang. So I declared theater as my major at Notre Dame.
Theater.
So I'm taking theater classes. I was in a play, Richard III. Played King Henry and Richard III. I'm doing improv with these guys, acting out 22 Jump Street. It was a fun little major to be in, but.
Did Notre Dame recruit you?
Out of high school?
No, after the season or during the season?
Yes, sir. After the season. After I entered the transfer portal, yes, sir.
Were they aware of all the information out there? Like, did they know this was
my
out
gosh, are we serious?
Did they know that this was out there?
You guys are
Notre
crazy,
Dame
bro.
would recruit you with this video out there?
Look, you got to understand.
No,
you got to understand.
Come on.
I say no like 98% of the time. But sometimes, all right.
What the hell are you doing there? That's a better question.
I'm giving the people what they want, brother.
What is it?
John Gruden's got to be on. I know he's on TikTok, but John Gruden has to do a TikTok dance. That would break the internet. That's free game for y'all at Barstool. Free game. John Gruden TikTok dances. Free game for y'all.
Couldn't tell you. My Notre Dame receivers taught me how to get jiggy a little bit, so I'll give the credit to them.
So what kind of quarterback are you? You're a dual threat guy?
I think I'm a winner, a guy that, can stand in the pocket and make, plays in the passing game when I need to, but I happen to be a really good athlete.
When I watch you, though, I mean, I'm seeing 371 yards on 51 scrambles. I see 68 rushing first downs. That's this year at Notre Dame. You ran for 68 first downs, 550 yards after contact.
It's a 10.
I mean, hell, I'm 34 rushing touchdowns you got in your career. What kind of quarterback do you want to be? I thought I was getting Phillip Rivers in here. Phillip Rivers ain't doing this.
Whatever you need me to be. Legit. Like,
that's good. That's what I want to hear.
If the second half of Ohio State, how many rushing yards did I have? Very little.
First drive of the game, you ran it every play.
Right.
That was the game plan to have a long drive, use the quarterback and run the ball. Second half, we're down by a lot. You need me to stand in the pocket and make plays. I can do it.
I want to know about Denbrock, the offensive coordinator. He came from LSU to Notre Dame. Wasn't he coaching Jaden Daniels at LSU when he won the Heisman? Now, did you have to watch a lot of Jaden Daniels film when you were at Notre Dame learning the system?
Yes, it was fun to watch.
What's this play? Call it for me in the Notre Dame terminology like Denbrock.
So we got double right top. That's going to top the back. We got Y2, and then we're running Seattle hot here. So Seattle hot's just going to be your mid zone with the tight end to the point of attack. So you got the backside edge, right? You got a little 4-2 box here. Jaden's reading the backside edge. He's pulling this, and then you're one-on-one with the safety from there.
Okay, now I turn on the Notre Dame film, and you guys did the same thing.
This one's just going to be remixed to trio right, Seattle hot, but same play.
Same play, and you guys get 1 yard. Is Daniels that much better than you, or what?
No, sir. I don't think so. No, sir.
I want to talk to you about a trips combination that I see at Notre Dame almost every game. I call it steamer, where you got 3 receivers down here, and you have a hitch down here at the bottom of the screen, and you got a stick route by the tight end, and you got a high fade by number 2. So get up on the board and teach me this play out of your trips. What do you call this 3-receiver concept?
Stitch.
Stitch.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a stick, and you got your hitch out here, so this is going to be at 6 yards.
That's locked, right?
5 to 6. Hey, got to be locked, right? You got to be locked if you're going to have this slot release here. We call it a big box angle route. He's going in the back pylon, winning versus man. Check to this a lot versus cover 0 throughout the year. Backside, and then we call it stitch W hitch. Pretty easy for us. He's got the hitch at 6 yards.
Let's kind of rip through this Notre Dame season, can we?
Yes, sir.
And just real quick, coming out of the tunnel, your first game with the Fighting Irish, you're going up against your old coach, right? Elko?
Oh, yeah.
Did he talk to you in pregame warm-up, like come up to you and say, hey, we're going to kick your ass?
We were texting all off season. I was chirping him a little bit. But not only him, that whole coaching staff came from Duke. So I was in there talking to all those boys, talking some trash.
So you wanted this one pretty bad, didn't you?
I'll tell you what, I told him, if we go 1-11 and I beat you, I'll be good with it.
What's your message to Coach Elko right there? That had to be a great moment for you.
Once again, like me and Elko have a really cool relationship because, we're just so honest to each other. And we like to chirp each other a little bit. So this is just one of those, hey, Coach, chin up. You got a good team. You guys play hard type deal.
I want to know about this. This is not a good day in South Bend. And then when we missed that field goal late in the game, this is one of the greatest upsets in the history of Northern Illinois or college football.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to know what.
Yeah, I watched that entire Northern Illinois game. I don't remember exactly where I was at. I honestly might have been in Vegas for some reason. But like I was saying earlier, this game right here, the upset against Notre Dame for Northern Illinois, is one of the biggest upsets probably in college football history. And the fact that Notre Dame came out of this and still prevailed to go all the way to the national championship game is a really big testament to the coaching staff, the way that they handled the players, the way they handled this situation. Like, people were calling for Marcus Freeman's job after this. People were calling for Riley Leonard's job after this. People were saying that the season was over, that they needed to start completely brand new with all new starters the next week. Like, I heard a lot of rumblings around that. And as a USC fan, of course, I was like, thank God Notre Dame's done. Like, we're going to see them later on in the season, and we're going to get an easy win there. Yeah, they prevailed. They took this on the chin, and they continued on, and they had a great season for the rest of the way.
What you're like in adversity. I want to know this, Riley Leonard.
It's really tough, and I learned a lot, and I kind of have a different answer every time I kind of revisit that game, but dang, did I learn so much, and it's the best thing that ever happened for me, because I was a guy who probably walked into this game, first time ever playing at Notre Dame Stadium, and I'm thinking, man, I got to put on a show for these people. I got to play really good for these fans. I got to play good for him and him and him and him and him. Everybody that doesn't matter I was worried about playing good for. And then the rest of the season, it was kind of just everybody in that facility versus the world. One thing I did was surround myself with people who had been in my shoes before. I call Sam Hartman up. I go out to eat with Tyler Buckner, who was a quarterback at Notre Dame, transferred to Alabama, went through some adversity himself. I'm meeting with Marcus Freeman. Mind you, I'm going into Marcus Freeman's office on Sunday after the game, scared to death. I'm like, all right, he's going to tell me the worst of the worst, right? You're done. And I walk in there, he's got his feet up, throws me some candy. What's up, Rye? Cool as a cucumber. And that was the best thing that could have happened for me.
That's all you can do in those kind of times, man. Because the clock keeps ticking and the schedule goes on, right? You get your ass kicked at home. I lost my first game. I got traded to Tampa Bay. They traded me to the Buccaneers. I come down here. I'm supposed to be this great coach. We play the New Orleans Saints in my first game. They kick us right in the nuts, man. I walk out to the car, and one of the defensive coach's wife said, "We traded a first-round draft choice for you?" God dang.
Hey.
We won the Super Bowl, though. You guys won 13 straight freaking games,
That's
man.
right.
When I saw you guys play against Louisville, this is the first time I really felt I saw you guys coming together with all that balance. The ball distribution, the passing game, the running game. What was it about the Louisville week or this point in the season that everything started clicking?
I think it's me just not caring. The moment I stop trying to appease people and please the wrong people, or the moment I play really good, just letting it fly. Screw it. I've already hit the worst of the worst. What can happen now?
Real quick, as we wind down Notre Dame's season here, is the Notre Dame USC game still as big as it used to be?
As far as
Yeah, I think the situation with the Northern Illinois game, like he was saying, he played a lot more free after that, because once you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, and that's up. And so the fact that they faced that adversity so early on in the season, and they faced that kind of turmoil and that loss, that only helped them to play more free, to play more intensely, without the fear of loss in the back of their minds. And I think that helped this Notre Dame team the rest of this way.
I'm concerned, yes, sir.
This is where I really started feeling this Riley Leonard is really something, man. I mean, this guy's, he's beating USC with his legs. And you're running, man. What can you run? What are you going to run it? What are you going to run? How fast are you?
Fast enough.
How fast are you?
Clearly.
Hell, how fast do you think you are? You and Freeman, you're going to the playoffs, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's got to be like a big relief in some ways, isn't it?
Tell you what, yes, sir.
USC Notre Dame game, Jaden Mayava doesn't throw two, basically 100-yard touchdown pick six. USC wins the game. That's all I got to say.
Sir.
You get ready for Indiana. It was a cold-ass night out there, too, wasn't it? Was it cold?
Yeah, but our guys love it. And, I guess I loved it, too. Kind of have to.
What was this play? I got to know what the hell this was.
This would have been Trio Right Bunch, Gary Cold Pop. These throws right here, some of the hardest in the game. Especially cold night, right? You can't hardly feel the ball.
Guys, what's he been taking acting classes there? Like you.
He's actually in my acting class.
Yeah, he did a good
acted
job.
out. He acted out 22 Jump
I
Street.
don't know this. Now you're going to Penn State. You know what I love about you, man? You are one tough guy, man. I mean, you are a tough son of a bitch, mentally and physically, aren't you?
I mean, how can you not be? Is my thing.
You come out of this game, man. I'm sitting there in a hotel watching the game. They brought your backup in right before the half, right? How'd you get back in this game?
I went to the tent, went 15 for 15 on all the tests, and went back in the game.
I love this play. I call it the truck driver. Make a note of the truck driver.
Truck driver.
When you're going an empty backfield set, you with me?
Yes, sir.
Whether we motion empty or line up empty, if they ever put a linebacker out there, we called that guy a truck driver.
Yeah.
So our running backs would line up there and go, "Hey, I got a truck driver." Yeah. You recognize, man, you see that truck driver going out there?
Yeah, it's clear as day.
So you recognize it. Did you communicate this with an audible, or did you have a play designed to go shred that guy?
So it was kind of more man zone here. So if we knew 41 was going to go out there, I'm throwing this ball.
Freaking awesome in the biggest moment in Notre Dame's season. This is phenomenal what you did here. You're peeking the guy, right?
Yeah.
The corner falls down. You probably walked off the field and go, "Holy shit, I can't believe that happened."
Oh, dude.
Huh?
The ball released from my hand, and I'm saying thank you, Jesus, right now.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. You guys can go play for the national title.
Yep. Going into this game, for me, I don't know if I appreciated being there because I expected to be there. As soon as I transferred to Notre Dame, anything short of that wasn't the expectation. So I got there and I was like, of course I got, not to sound like I'm bragging, but of course we did. Like that was the mission the entire time. So I got to ask you, like your first Super Bowl, did you feel that way?
I felt like you felt that it's almost a burden off your shoulders. Like, we have to do this.
Right.
You have to be here, or it's a failure. What was the deal with the game plan, though? I mean, the opening drive, you carried the ball about 8 times.
So we knew, they were going to be a good coverage team, so we were going to have to take advantage of them in the box, create that extra hat with our running back, and run the quarterback a little bit. I said, sign me up. It's the last game anyway. Screw it.
You're down 31-7.
Whew.
What was the mindset? What was going on the sidelines? You and Coach Denbrock, Coach Freeman.
Let it fly.
Pick up the tempo.
Let it fly.
Just a quick summary on your Notre Dame experience.
What I think is like just growth.
The national championship game, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Ohio State to me, was obviously the better team, just personnel-wise and probably coaching-wise. But Notre Dame coming down 31-7 and making it actually relatively close towards the end of the game, that is huge. And Riley Leonard was a big part of that. He ran the ball a ton that game. Like they were saying in the beginning of the game, they ran the ball a ton. They got down pretty quickly with some offensive blunders, but they came back and they really made it a game. That's really all you can ask. Once you're down that much and that early, all you can ask is really to try and make this a game again. Give us the best opportunity to try and get back in this game. And he did that. Obviously, they came up short, but you like to see that fight, especially in a big game like that, not just to be able to roll over and say, you know what, season's over, let's just play the rest of this game out.
Growth, not only from me, but the entire team, the program, everybody just got better. And Freeman would always tell us, like, there is no goal other than to reach our full potential. And, making it to the national championship, our full potential was to win the game, and we could have done that. But I don't have any regret. I think it was the best decision I've ever made.
I want you to think about what I see. I see a guy that's a freaking winner, man. You won at Duke. He turned around Duke. You won at Notre Dame. You turned around Notre Dame after losing to Northern Illinois. And you learned 2 systems, really three systems in 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Which is exciting. Now I'm going to teach you some new stuff and try to reprogram you.
Come on.
Real quick, just stand up. Give me your snap count at Notre Dame. Come on. Man, what do you do if the defense comes out there and starts doing this?
So I like to communicate with the refs before every game, right? If you're just going on the clap and there's no indicator, I make sure the refs know every game. So actually this game, I told the refs that, and one of the players did it right here. Boom, threw the flag for me.
Navy got a penalty because they were clapping?
Yes, sir. Very illegal.
What are you doing here at Duke?
So Duke was a little different. Girl names were on 1, boy names were on 2. Girl names also meant to the right, boy names meant to the left. So I'm here, right? Nothing matters. Nothing matters, nothing matters. If I say Ben, go, it's coming. I can be here, right? I say Amy. Amy, go. First one.
You got to be kidding me.
Legit.
This is the greatest story I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, sir.
Today, we're going to put our snap count in, and it's not going to be this. So it's going to be set hut. Set hut is 1 word, 2 syllables. Set hut. Then it's going to be color number. And then it's set hut again. Set hut. Blue 85. Blue 85. Set hut. I want a 6'4" captain from Duke, captain from Notre Dame. I want a stud. Now stand up. Let me hear my count on 1.
It's set hut. Green 18. Green 18's hot.
Perfect. Have a seat. Perfect. That's perfect. You sound like Aaron Rodgers. Now, when I go on a hard 2, I make a big deal in the huddle. Or we say Tuesday. Sit up. Blue 85. Blue 85. Sit up. Hot. A little voice inflection.
Woo.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I want some voice inflection. It's like, hey, how you doing there? How you doing? Hey, I want to feel it.
Sit up. Green 18. Green 18's hot.
Good. Now, make a note about Silva. Al Davis was from Brooklyn, New York. He talked like this. The silver and black are gonna kick your ass. The silver and black are coming. So let's just say we're audibling. Let's say, Sadat, hey, Blue 85. No. Hey, let's go 358 cannon. 358 cannon. Silver, Sadat. Then make a note of dummy counts. And when we use a dummy count, we use dummy words. Let's go, Albert Einstein. Sadat, Blue 85. Sadat. We got code words in our offense to go right or left. And we're going to use cities. So if I say Boston, where am I running the ball? To the right or the left?
To the right.
New York.
Yeah, to the right.
Let's just say it's week 4. Some guy's got our TV copy and he's on to us.
Of course.
We started using right-handed guys.
Okay, cool.
We used Joe Montana. Where are we going?
To the right.
If we go Steve Young, where am I going?
To the left.
All right, I might put you in a huddle a little bit today. Have you been in a huddle much?
No, sir.
Well, hell's bells. You just can't go like this. And you're going to go to the camp, an NFL training camp, and some of these rookie quarterbacks, they get in a huddle, and they're like, oh, God. No, not you. You're from Duke and Notre Dame. You're a winner. You're mentally tough. I'm going in there prepared. I'm going to knock their socks off. That's how it's going to be. So let's reach our true what?
True potential.
Let's reach our true potential. And your true potential, okay, is this right here. That is freaking awesome. Anytime we go Freddie, you're my quarterback, you put both your fists together. We named it after Fred Biletnikoff. He was a Hall of Fame receiver. Freddie! That tells everybody we're going fast. You got me? And I want to run Wanda, Muscle, or Rock Lava Hammer. Those are your 3 plays you're going to get to pick. I want to run Wanda against the premier look. You with me?
Yes, sir.
I want a 3-man surface over there. You see it?
Yes, sir.
I want to run Wanda. Now, how do I run left?
You run left by Mickelson, West Coast terminologies.
So I want you to pick one city, one left-handed person.
I'm going to go Phil.
Phil Mickelson, Los Angeles. Now, Wanda is a girl's name. So we told our players, hey, come up with a beautiful woman. Wanda this week is going to be whoever your beautiful lady is.
Molly Walding. I'm going to call her
It's got to be
Molly.
a well-known beautiful lady that we all know is beautiful.
Everybody
Can't
knows
be
my
like,
girlfriend's beautiful.
Well, nobody knows your girlfriend.
All right.
Okay, use her.
Yeah.
My son is Deuce Gruden.
I've heard
He's
about
a strength
him.
coach
The Raiders.
for the Raiders. He just won the bench press contest. He's going to Norway. So you say, hey, Deuce Gruden, Los Angeles. What's the play?
Strong side run to the
Who's
left.
the strength coach at Notre Dame?
Lauren Landau.
Hey, Lauren Landau,
All right.
Los Angeles. Lauren Landau, Tiger Woods.
I like it.
Or we're going left, it'd be Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, right.
If we line up in trips or motion to trips, I might tell you I'm going to start with Lava, which the tight end's on the left.
Okay.
Rock, the tight end is on the right. You with me?
Yeah.
It's a max protection. The back is blocking toward the tight end. It's a 7-man protection. The line is sliding. You with me?
Okay.
I might say, hey, Riley, let's go dice left flash. Use a dummy count. Look for the hitches. So you go, hey, dice left flash, Bill Gates, Blue 85. Let's go Lava 3 hammer. And the guys are running hitches. You with me?
So, question. Flash, all right, he's getting set. If you said F left, he's staying in motion.
Put up dice right up there real quick. I can't get up because I got this freaking cord up my ass. Put the
Whoa, that he threw a ton right there at Riley Leonard. Now, Will Howard got it super quick, so I'm going to be really interested to see how quickly Riley Leonard can get this, especially because Will Howard was doing all of this stuff at Ohio State. Chip Kelly was a former NFL coach, and he had basically like all the same kind of terminologies and formations and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly Riley Leonard gets this. And he seems like a really, really coachable guy, so let's see.
slot on the left. That's the F, that's the X, that's the flash right there. Hey, Freddie, dice right flash. That means the F is going to go in motion and reload.
Right.
We use the word flash.
Got it.
Let me hear you feel it. Hey, Riley, let's go dice right flash, use a dummy, and run the ball. Run the ball.
Hey, Shepard, here we go. Set. Green 18. Green hot. Hey, Cindy LA. Green 18. Crazy hot.
You're going to be fucking exhausted when you come off that field. You're going to be like, God, man, that was wild. You're going to love it.
Yes, sir.
All right? But we got to take advantage of the time that we have, you see? The one thing I noticed at Notre Dame is you had some batted balls. Batted balls are a big what? Problem.
Yes, sir.
And I'm seeing more and more interceptions now on batted balls than I've ever seen before. But I just want you to really be conscious of different arm angles, sense and passing lanes. This touchdown pass against Central Florida, that's a great job through the trees. You see that?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's awesome. But we got to have drills like this,
Yes, sir.
okay? Because we don't want any more batted down what?
Balls.
God, I hate seeing these fans like, look at them. Oh, look at that batted ball, man. Look at that batted ball. Does it piss you off?
Yes, sir.
Makes you sick, doesn't it?
Yes.
Peyton Manning used to look up, I'm convinced, our starting secondary, their wives' names. He'd be like, Tanisha Smith. And guys are like, hey, man, that's my wife. You got to play the game with these guys because
Okay.
they're professionally stealing your signals.
Right.
And stealing your communication. And that's what I want you to do to them.
Okay.
This formation is called bunch.
Yeah.
You with me? Bunch right, the three receivers go to the right. The Y is off, the F is on, and the Z's outside. If you ever want the X to come in tight, I want you to say bunch right tight.
Okay.
If you ever say Linda,
Yep.
we're running 99 Wanda. Hey, Freddie, bunch right tight, Linda. Silva, we're gone.
All right.
If I ever say Rita, what do you think Rita is?
Same thing as Leonard to the right.
Hey, bunch left tight, Rita. Silva, set. I want you to tell these guys, hey, we're going. Bunch left tight, Rita, set up. We're changing speeds. That's what drives these coaches crazy on defense. And that's our number one mission, to drive them all freaking nuts.
I love it.
We slow it down, we pick a play. Wanda, muscle, or rock hammer.
Got it.
You got me? Now
Yes,
we're
sir.
going fast. Then we're slowing it down again. All right? This is pro football. What if I say Linda Zorro? We're running a boot. Now, make a note, LaMonica and Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon's probably going to the right. LaMonica's probably going to the left, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay? If I said bunch,
I just love that all of these terms that he has, just for like things, are all related to the Raiders. You can really tell how much John Gruden is in love with the Raiders, and I love that because he spent time with a bunch of different teams. He was with the Packers and the Bucks, of course, and the Eagles, and he was with a bunch of teams, and I really like that everything kind of just correlates and goes back to being a part of the Raiders, and I love that.
bunch left, it's not LaMonica, it's Rich Gannon. I don't want to just line up in bunch right. I want to give you some indicators so you can see if it's man or zone. So if I say, hey, Freddie, bunch right shorty, the Y comes in short motion to create bunch.
Yep.
You like that?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Freddie, bunch right shorty, Bill Gates. You got me? You're using a dummy count. Does that make sense? Lab and rat is for the running back. If I ever tell the running back, lab, which way is he going?
To the left.
He goes all the way out there to the left off the ball.
Okay.
If you say rat, where does he go?
All the way to the right.
Here's 77 Speedo. You with me?
Yes, sir.
If you go bunch right shorty and you're using a dummy count and you know it's man-to-man,
Right.
I want to go to 76 Speedo.
Okay.
Speedo puts the point man on a red line fade. You see it? He's bolting to the red line. And then we got a mesh concept, and the tight end has a basic cross.
All right.
If we know it's 3 deep zone, we're going to get the 76 special, which is all go special.
Okay.
We got the special seam, we got a numbers seam, and we got go balls on the outside. And the back is going to run a burst for us. I want to run the special seam, number 1. There's number 2, and the back is number 3. You got me?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. Check this out. If we're in a bunch formation and we get a split safety coverage, I don't know if it's Tampa 2, quarters, we're going to 83, the back free release is left, 82, the back free release is right. You with me?
Yes, sir.
83 choice. That's all you need to say. And I really am telling this back, you sit down about 4 yards deep, face the quarterback, or you could break out, or you could break in if it's 4 coverage.
Yes, sir.
You with me? And I want to set up 3 in a hitch and throw them the ball every time.
Yes, sir.
Okay? If you get fooled and they rotate that way on the snap, we have a basic arrow combination on the back, spot 7 concept on the backside.
Yep.
You with me?
Yep.
And if we get blitzed, you feel a shit show coming, let's get to 358. And instead of calling it 358, let's just keep calling it rock. It's all, like you said, rock hammer a minute ago.
Right.
Hey, rock, 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 rock. And it's cannon. Or lava, 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 cannon. That's the route. And our route that I want against blitz is what we call sluggo seam. The number one guy's running a slant and go. And if he shreds that corner, I want to throw it. You with me?
Yes, sir.
If he doesn't shred them, I want you to pump the sluggo, move that 3 deep safety, and throw the seam. You got me?
Yes, sir.
And if you don't like the seam, you'll have somebody sitting down on the sideline, 4 yards deep, 3 yards from the sideline.
Okay.
Last couple things. We want to be in distinct rhythm. Distinct rhythm. There's a big difference between being in rhythm and being in distinct rhythm. You got me? I don't want any static in the radio when it comes to your footwork. When you're in rhythm, watch this. You feel that 3-step, 1-hitch delivery?
Yes, sir.
That's distinct rhythm.
Yeah.
Watch this right here. Watch this rhythm. You feel that 3-step, 1-hitch delivery?
Yep.
You can say you're pissed off and you're playing with an attitude and all that. You're in what kind of rhythm right here?
Distinct rhythm.
And when you're in distinct rhythm, I'm telling you, look at me. You can be Phillip Rivers.
Sir.
But when you're not, you could be Johnny Rivers singing at some strip bar down in Tampa. You know what I'm saying?
That. Yes, sir.
Now, when we get into gun today, I want to start looking at some bigger 3-step, 1-hitch deliveries, or I want to go some quick 5s.
Okay.
Okay? But I do want to ask you, how does it feel? And I want you to ask yourself, how does it feel? So let's negotiate the footwork on these 3-level throws.
Okay.
We got sails and deep crosses. You love both concepts, right?
Yes, sir.
So on a deep cross, this is just a great example. You're playing Virginia Tech. Watch your footwork. That's 5 and a hitch. Look how you really could manipulate the defense and read the coverage.
Right. I'm sitting back there and I got time to see everything.
And you're deeper, right?
Yes, sir.
Now take a look at this one here against Ohio State. You went 3, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it is a deep cross, right?
Yes, sir.
Watch what happens to you. Sometimes this much, that much, can help you finish a throw. Point is, I've seen you take 3 and take 5, and I'm feeling static in your feet. I'm not quite sure you know what you really want to do on some of these setups.
I agree.
And everybody's like, oh, there's Riley Leonard. Let's mark him down. Let's put him in the 4th round. Let's put him down in the 6th round. These scouts are like, he can't throw. Well, it's all static in your feet.
Right.
When you're in distinct rhythm, it's over.
Yes, sir.
It's a freaking Terminator. Make a note about stingers, strong safety blitzes, cats or corner blitzes, nails or nickel blitzes. Bang R and bang L. That's the word we use against the nails and the stingers.
Okay.
So what could you have done right here if you got a stinger call? Seriously.
Made the bang left call.
Well, you don't make the bang L call. Poof, there it goes. Yeah, you love this tape or what?
I hate this tape, but
Every
but it's
single
important to know.
play is a research
That's right.
project, and I don't trust these guys. We're always accumulating what?
Accumulating knowledge.
So let's go out there. We'll have some communication. We'll run some no huddle. We'll get in some Freddies. We'll get into bunch formation. We'll have some fun. And did you have any fun today?
I had a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Let's
I
get
got
out
like
there.
700 more plays I could sit here and watch.
Nothing wrong with that.
So they're going to go and throw. We've seen a lot of Riley Leonard throws, so I'm not going to go ahead and watch that part. Kind of the biggest takeaways from today from Riley Leonard and learning a lot about him and the player and the person that he is. He is extremely willing and open to be coached, and I really like that. I think that's a big part of being a player. You have to want to be coached, and Riley Leonard said that, hey, I want to be coached hard. I want to be, pushed to perfection. I want to be pushed to being the greatest player that I can possibly be, and that's a really good outlook on coaching and being a player. I do think that he has to probably once he gets into an NFL camp, he's going to have to study real hard, because the Notre Dame offense didn't seem as complex as, NFL caliber offenses and terminology. And, we talked a lot about RCE yesterday with Will Howard and the recognition, communication, execution. This last part right here where Riley Leonard was taking a sack, like, that's what kind of John Gruden was trying to tell him. Like, you have to recognize if the blitz is coming to set your line this way and call something different to put yourself in the best situation. And John Gruden threw a lot at Riley Leonard this this past episode, and I was getting a little lost too. And obviously, I'm not nowhere near NFL caliber, draft prospect as far as mentally and X's and O's and stuff. But I was like, usually I can follow it along pretty well, but I was getting a little bit lost, to be honest. But he took it on the chin, and he was really dialed in and putting it out on the board. And that's good to see, especially because, like I said, going back, Riley Leonard said that he really likes to be coached. So going into an NFL team, I think he's going to have to be able to go in with that same mentality and want to be coached, and he's going to have to learn a lot, because I don't think his mental side as far as X's and O's and execution of NFL concepts are quite there yet. But that's why he's not the highest on the draft board either. To me, he's definitely after Will Howard. I think the mental toughness is a big thing for Riley Leonard as well. He faced some adversity. I don't think as much as Will Howard did, but he definitely faced some adversity, and together with the Notre Dame team, he really made the best out of the situation that he was in at Notre Dame. And they had that mental fortitude and that mental toughness to, through losing a game, go on and go to the national championship. Obviously, they lost there, but he brought him back into the game. And I think those are all really good traits to possess at the quarterback position, because it's going to be tough coming in as, a fourth plus rounder that Riley Leonard is probably going to be ended up at. I think to have those traits and then moving forward into the NFL draft, I think those are really good traits to have and possess. So tomorrow we're going to be going through Seth Hennigan. I believe he's a quarterback from Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's the quarterback out of Memphis. I honestly don't know anything at all about Seth Hennigan. So that's going to be super interesting. That one we will be watching his throwing, because like I said, I didn't really watch any Memphis games, or I didn't really watch any of Seth Hennigan. So I'm going to be really interested to see his throwing motion, how the ball comes out, and then of course everything that Gruden puts him through in the meeting here. So tomorrow, look out for that. That's going to be Seth Hennigan. And yeah, thank you guys. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. If you like this content, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to see me react to other stuff, just let me know. Send me a link, or DM me, or put it in the comments that you guys want to see me react to this kind of stuff or whatever. Thank you, Raider Nation. Just win, baby.